Tales of tradition. Michigan, the winningest program of the past century. Hail to Bo, the victors, and the maize and blue. Alabama, the Bear, the All-Americans, the pride of the South. The dawning of a new century brings fresh faces and new heroes. The Wolverines unleash a passing attack that set new standards and still can lay the rugged groundwork that says Michigan. From Musso to Humphrey, Alabama's had a legacy of great running backs, but none better than the SEC Player of the Year, the one who dons the crimson for a final time tonight. Alabama and Michigan set to light up the nights in Miami at the 66th FedEx Orange Bowl. And the lights of Miami, and the celebration continues as we get set at Pro Player Stadium for what we think will be a dandy. The matchup, the Wolverines of Michigan, the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Hi again, everybody. Happy New Year from Miami. I'm Brad Nessler. This is a game that doesn't need much introduction. When you say Michigan or you say Alabama, you're talking about two of the winningest programs in college football history from two of the best conferences in college football history. My partner's Bob Greasy. He's my quarterback. Michigan's got a quarterback that's a senior. This is the way it's supposed to be. He's the leader. It's his last game in that Michigan uniform.
The first 3 years of his career at Michigan weren't so good. He was a hotshot quarterback out of California, thought he should be playing, but the last two have been very good for him. Tom Brady is the leader of this team. There's no question. He's the most valuable player. He says he's had a good week, and they're ready to play this football game.
We've seen Alabama win 12 national championships, a lot of those under Bear Bryant back in the 70s. Not a Bear Bryant type of team. This Alabama offense can mix it up.
It's power football at one snap, and the very next snap, there's 3 and 4 wide receivers spread out everywhere. The unquestioned leader of the Alabama Crimson Tide is Shaun Alexander. When he was in high school, the last two schools it came down to was Alabama and Michigan. So it's only fitting that he goes out against Michigan. He's ready.
One of the very fine players in all of college football. Alabama won the toss and deferred. Michigan will get it first. And that means Ryan Flugner will tee it up. And back deep, waiting for Michigan. Waller Cross. Perfect night for football. In the 70s, clear skies in Miami. And all the preparation these two teams have undergone since before Christmas and since back in August comes to a head as we're underway. Cross from the 11. Out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. And that's where Michigan will go to work. Our FedEx starting lineups. The big eaters up front for the Wolverines, and they are Hutchinson and Backus on that left side, both all Big Ten performers. Brant, Zeman, and Mast round out the front five. Marcus Knight's the home run hitter. David Terrell, their leading receiver. Sean Thompson, the tight end. And as Bob said at quarterback, the undisputed leaders, Tom Brady. Aaron Shea will lead the way for Anthony Thomas. And there's Brady, making his final appearance in the maize and blue of Michigan. First down, Wolverines from their own 29-yard line. Play action. They're going to throw back a screen the other way. Shea, the fullback. And he got it out to about the 34-yard line. Pickup of 5 against an Alabama defense that doesn't give up much against the run. Number 2 in the country thanks to these guys. Grimes and Griffin inside. King and Moorhead are the defensive ends. A rangy linebacker core led by a freshman in the middle. Salim Rashid with Merritt and Gilbert flanking him. And the secondary, also young but getting better every week. Lewis and Dixon on the corners. Spencer and Miles are the safeties.
That Alabama defense is looking for a run early from Michigan. That's why Michigan came out throwing the football.
Second down and 5, and they'll get the run. And they meet it head on. Thomas maybe got a yard. That's it. Cornelius Griffin said hello. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Don't look for Michigan to run wide. Tom Brady's going to send his crew right up at him. Alabama, too much speed to run left and right up the middle.
There's that Alabama defense, number 2 in the nation, allowing only 75 yards a game. And a 3rd down and 4 as Michigan goes with a 4-wide outlook. And Brady will work from the gun. Blitz coming down the middle, off the hands of the intended receiver, Deala Johnson. Incomplete. Michigan's 3 and out. They'll have to give it up.
The pass was there. Brady had the ball on the money. Dixon, number 4, is a true freshman. They're going to be going at him all night.
Freddie Millens, a dangerous return man. He's taken one for a touchdown this year. And Hayden Epstein from behind him. We see the Michigan punt upcoming. High lazy kick. Millens camps under it at the 19. Freddie Millens, 30, 35, cuts outside a shoestring tackle, or he might have been off to the races, as it was a 17-yard punt return. Alabama works offensively without one of the best players in all of college football in Chris Samuels, the Outland Trophy winner and a first-team All-American left tackle, had made 42 straight starts, hadn't given up a sack all year, and he's out, sadly enough, with a bad right knee. And you know the big fella is missing this opportunity.
Yeah, but he'll be around on the sideline. What a great individual he is, both he and Shaun Alexander.
He's a fun kid to be around.
Got to know him a little bit this week.
So Alabama, good starting field position from the 37-yard line. On the first snap, a quick slant, a man wide open, and Jason McCadley would have been off to the races. A blown coverage by Michigan, but it's just an incomplete pass. Alabama.
That's good planning and scheming there.
Offense almost had a touchdown on the first play. The FedEx starting lineup, the big ones up front. Ellington takes that spot of Samuels, and Baxley will start at right tackle. Cuthbert and Redmill are the guards, and Hogan's an excellent center. Jones the tight end, McCadley, who just missed on that one, and Freddie Millens the other wide out. Andrew Zhao with Dustin McClintock, and Shaun Alexander the player of the year in the SEC. That's McClintock on the move, and he throws a block for Alexander, who busts it out across the 40, close to the 42-yard line, where Tommy Hendricks makes the tackle for the Michigan defense. That is no slouch either. Their guys up front, Renas and Wilson inside, are tough. Hall and Williams, the leading sackers. The linebacking core, they make most of the tackles thanks to that front four. And it is a good linebacking core of Hobson, Dahane Jones, and Ian Gold. And in the secondary, Hendricks, who just made that one stop at one safety, June the other, and Howard and Whitley are the corners.
Alabama couldn't say enough about Rob Renas, the nose tackle, just disrupting everything. 5 wide receivers.
They had Millens at quarterback and then moved Zhao back in there, and he throws complete, but drops in his tracks as Antonio Carter by Dahane Jones. And Alabama likewise loses 5, and it's 3 and out for the tie.
The first play of the game, Alabama had an opportunity. They faked the wide receiver screen, and the receiver straight downfield. They do this a lot. They showed this a lot against Florida in the SEC championship game.
So Patrick Morgan to punt. And that's Dealo Johnson waiting on the other end.
Got down here, you got 2 guys and only 1 guy covering him.
Patrick Morgan, penalty markers down off the side of his foot. A terrible kick.
That was a real shank.
Oh, I guess.
That thing went dead right. I don't think he got 10 yards on that kick.
It looked like one of my tee shots. Maybe he just took off.
Both kickers for Alabama are walk-ons. Both are seniors.
Illegal formation on Alabama. Well, that one went flying out of bounds at about midfield. Mike DeVoe's not liking what he sees from his not-so-special team. That was a loss of 1 on that punt.
-1 on the punt.
We don't see many of those.
Oh, that might be a record.
Michigan, good starting field position. That'll be the final play of the quarter here for Brady and the Wolverines offense. Thomas, all wrapped up by Miguel Merritt, who's had a good first quarter for the Alabama defense. And the quarter comes to a close. A defensive battle so far. No score. This ABC Sports presentation of the FedEx Orange Bowl will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. No score through a quarter, thanks to some stingy defense. As we look at our AT&T team comparison, a lot of defense there, Robert.
Yeah, not much offense. Michigan, no 3rd down conversions. Only 1 of 8 on 3rd down by both teams. Michigan not being penalized too much. Alabama's had the worst of it.
3rd down and 40. There aren't many in the playbook for that one.
Defense, throw the ball downfield. Defensive holding gets you a 1st down.
Fires down the middle. Complete, but only to the 39-yard line to Marcus Knights. Miguel Merritt again there, helping on the tackle. And Michigan, after having great field position to start the second quarter, finds itself, as Bob said, punting from inside their own 20 now. Epstein right about on his own 20-yard line. Freddie Millens waits on the other end. Maybe it'll take a special teams play to fire this game up. Great punt. But was it too far?
He can do it.
Millens from the 17. One step back and then comes forward, but got only to the 23-yard line. Nice coverage by the Wolverines. Ian Gold made the tackle. No score in Miami. Our Aflac trivia question for this Orange Bowl. Who are the 3 players from either Michigan or Alabama to be named Super Bowl most valuable player? We'll have the answer for you in a few minutes. Think that one over. There have been some great ones over the years. College careers that have gone on to pro careers. Here's Tyler Watts now as they alternate quarterbacks again for Alabama. They work first down on their own 24-yard line. They've had the ball 7 times. They've punted 7 times. Here's a counter to Alexander, trying to get him going. He got the corner. Shaun Alexander across the 40, midfield, and all the way down to the 44-yard line of Michigan. James Whitley brought him down. The number 37 goes for 32.
Take a look at the inside blocking by that offensive line. Hogan 74 blocking on Renas 58. Does a nice job man on man to get the block. That starts it. Then outside you get a block by McClintock, the number 30, the fullback. Power inside and some speed outside with a little vision and some shiftiness. Shaun Alexander's a great runner.
First down at 15. 4 of Alabama's 5 penalties have been on the offense. Here's a toss to Alexander. And again, he broke a tackle inside the 40, and he's down near a first down. Ian Gold brought him down, but Shaun Alexander's getting warmed up.
Shaun was saying the other day that when he took his recruiting trip to the University of Michigan, he almost went to Michigan. That my son Brian Greasy and Scott Dreisbach, another quarterback, were the 2 guys that were recruiting him. He said he almost went there. He said, but just felt better at Alabama.
6 carries now for 57 yards. Swanee. Second down and just a yard. Alexander again trying to follow his fullback. I think he got the first down. Let's check in with Len Swan.
Brad, one of the things that scares every coach about Shaun Alexander, what we just saw from him, you go after him, he pounds the line, he's got the power, he's got the size to power run on the inside. He hits that line extremely hard. But once he sees an opening, he's got the kind of speed that he gets to the outside, he takes off, and he leaves everybody in the dust. Now, this is a combination that's hard to beat in a solid running back because you don't have to substitute for a power game and you don't have to substitute for a speed game. It's all contained in number 37.
That's a good point. As Bob said earlier, a great receiver out of the backfield. He got the first down, not by much.
And Alabama has always liked to run left. Normally because Chris Samuels is on that side,
right.
But now because Dante Ellington, their most experienced tackle, is over there at the left tackle spot.
And they've been leading that big fullback McClintock along the way too.
And the other guys, Red Mill and Hogan and Cuthbert in there, are doing a nice job too.
Now a shift at the last minute, and Jones, the tight end, is in motion on first down. Play action. Watts scrambling around. Now he's going to take off inside the 30. And out of bounds with another Alabama first down. The Tide's got something rolling here. Pickup of 11.
Tyler Watts, the redshirt freshman, came into the second half of the Auburn game and fired him up and led him to victory in that one.
And the take on him is that he will tuck it and run with it a little bit quicker than Zoud did there.
That's exactly right. When you have a quarterback that has the ability to scramble out of the pocket and get downfield or buy some time behind the line of scrimmage, it causes problems for a defense.
And there's Shaun Alexander. 58 yards on 7 carries so far. Blitz coming. Watts steps up around the pressure, and he'll take off again inside the 10. He's got a first and goal, Alabama. Watts goes for 16 yards on the scramble.
It was a bootleg, and he was trying to get out to his 2 wide receivers who were covered. And Watts does the next best thing when you've got the ability. Just take off upfield. Almost. He runs into his old man. That's Jones. Here comes the pressure by Williams. he hadn't run into his tight end Jones downfield block, and he could have gotten into the end zone.
Antonio Carter brings in the play from the bench. It's 1st and goal just outside the 7. There's the red zone offense so far for Alabama this year. They'll give it to Shaun Alexander. Cuts back inside the 5, near the 4. James Hall is holding on there.
Patience. A good example right there of a great running back showing you patience. Nothing was there early. Michigan, Jones is 55, Gold is 20. Nothing's there. Doesn't run out of bounds. Doesn't get much with it, but has the patience.
So far in the game, Shaun Alexander on this drive has 50 yards. And the football just tucked inside the 5-yard line on the 2nd and goal. They'll get it again. Alexander, touchdown, Alabama. He got him close, and he got him in from 5 yards out. Touchdown, Shaun Alexander, his 20th of the year.
Got some nice blocks from his wide receivers and from the fullback.
Ryan Flugner for the point after. High snap, handled well. The kick is good. It took us until 9:48 remaining in the first half. But the All-American and the best back Alabama's ever had just put him in the end zone. It's 7-0 tie. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. 9:48 remaining in the half. And now it's a 7-0 Alabama game, courtesy of Shaun Alexander. That's Walter Cross waiting on Lane Bearden's kick. Far side of the field, just before he went out of bounds. He fields it and gets it out across the 20, out to the 25-yard line. Half the 76-yard march in 7 plays. Now let's see if Michigan's got an answer. Brady sets up on 1st down and fires incomplete, intended for Marquise Walker. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Brady, delayed blitz coming, fires across the middle, and right there to meet Marcus Knight is Marcus Spencer. So Alabama's defense does its job.
One of Michigan's faster players being covered by a safety. I think they're matching up very nicely. The defensive coordinator, Ellis Johnson, says, I like the way we match up skill-wise, our defensive backs on their receivers, and it's showing here tonight.
Brady Millens rubbing his hands together back near his own 30-yard line, waiting Epstein's punt. Millens is going to have a chance. Freddie from the 31. Slipped one tackle, cut outside, got the corner. Freddie Millens down the sideline, knocked out of bounds, and a penalty marker flies into the fray in the Alabama bench. Epstein's the guy that knocked him out of bounds. Might have been a little bit late.
For those of you who may not know, Freddie Millens is a wide receiver sophomore who was a high school quarterback that just does just about everything. He's got the speed to run back punts. He just runs around people. They've got him contained. He just outruns 3 or 4 Michigan players around the end.
And when he got to that corner, it looked very reminiscent of that long one he ripped off in the SEC championship game. You don't think he's going to get there, and all of a sudden, zoop, he's down the sideline. So a 24-yard punt return, a penalty on top of it. Alabama in front and with the football when we come back. Alabama leading by a touchdown. Earlier we asked you our Aflac trivia question. The 3 players from either Michigan or Alabama to be named Super Bowl most valuable player. Bart Starr, a couple of national championships with Green Bay. Joe Namath in Super Bowl III, and Desmond Howard of Michigan in Super Bowl 31. 3 great players, 1 still active, 2 Hall of Famers. And now Alabama with a touchdown lead. Their best starting field position of the ball game at the Michigan 31-yard line. Zhao back in at quarterback. Shaun Alexander has the only score of the night. He's the tailback in the eye. Zhao with a play fake's going to loft one for Bowens, and he made the catch. inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. 22-yard pass play.
I'm impressed with the play calling. Charlie Stubbs, the quarterback coach, he just had a series where it was all running and he took the ball down the field. Now he fakes it to Shaun Alexander and gets the ball in play action down the field.
Best delivery of the night by Zhao, and it's 1st and goal, Alabama at the Michigan 9-yard line.
He's staying one step ahead of the posse, as they say. Very good play calling, very good self-scouting.
The give to Shaun Alexander heading for the corner, and he's brought down by Gold before he got to the 5-yard line. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and goal. Well, one of the Super Bowl MVPs who played for Alabama has joined us in the booth. Joe Willie Namath. Good to see you, Joe.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. They are right now.
Hey, Bob, first of all, Billy Neighbors sends his love. You know, Billy is sitting over here, and Billy was a lineman for Bob that helped protect him with the Dolphins early on. He wanted to make sure I said hi to you, buddy.
We were talking about the great Alabama offensive linemen like Samuels and John Hanna and Dwight Stevenson. And I said, what about Billy Neighbors? You know, Billy.
Shaun Alexander walks in. Touchdown, Alabama. This one from 6 yards out.
I knew I could bring him luck.
All you had to do is put a headset on. Shaun Alexander goes in standing up. Alabama leading 13-0 now. Well, that battle of field position and the exchange of punch in the first quarter finally goes Alabama's way as they grind it out. And Zhao with a give, some good blocking up front.
Cuthbert 72, Hogan 74. Give some credit to that offensive line to open those holes.
Fludner for the extra point. He's got it up and good. And the Tide starting to roll, as Joe said. 14-0 Alabama in this 2000 edition of the FedEx Orange Bowl. So a golden opportunity with 2:36 remaining in the half. And Michigan's got 2 timeouts remaining. Brady fires complete. Down to about the 37.
I think this is what Michigan has to do. Open it up, start throwing the ball to the outside and down the field.
Walker made the catch. Dixon made the stop. This is the deepest penetration now by Michigan tonight.
Number 4 against number 4, Walker and Dixon.
Adam Cox helped out on the tackle. A 2nd down and 2. A pickup of 8 on the pass play. Anthony Thomas hasn't gotten much going tonight from the Michigan backfield. He'll get the call here. And Alabama's there to meet him. No gain on the play again. Cornelius Griffin down low, and Salim Rashid cleaned up. And you see Rashid shaking his head.
Yeah. That graphic we mentioned a little earlier, held without a first down on 5 of 6 possessions. Great field position here.
They want to get some points before halftime. 3rd down and 2. We're down to 1:25 in the half. Brady fires. He's got the same receiver and the same play. Walker with the first down.
Walker probably has the best running ability after he catches the ball of all the receivers for Michigan.
Ellis Johnson said, I think he's the best with the ball in his hands. And he got enough there to get a first down at the 30. Out of the shotgun. Down to under 1:15. Brady going to fire the other way this time. Complete, but a very short gain, and a nice open field tackle by Milo Lewis. Johnson with the catch and hit immediately.
Here you are out here. He's just throwing the ball out here. It's too long a throw. Watch the corner. He sees the ball coming out. If it would have gotten there quicker, he could have maybe broke a tackle. But by the time the ball gets out there, Lewis does a nice job of getting up and making the play.
Yeah, that's good corner play right there. We're 1:04 from halftime. Brady. Plenty of time. Now he's going deep to Terrell. Touchdown.
There you go.
27 yards. They finally hooked up.
They hadn't thrown downfield all night, as we just showed you in that graphic.
Number 1 is in the end zone, and now the Michigan fans have something to cheer. Epstein for the point after to try to cut the lead to 7. He's got it up and good. Michigan needed points before halftime, Bob, and they got them.
Well, the defense set it up, and this is where Brady is looking down here in the middle of the field. The two safeties will split, and Terrell over here on this side is going to get into that circle in the center of the field. Right there, he has the man beat, and here's all the room to the middle of the field. Nice pitch and catch.
Nice time to scan and then deliver.
And Terrell has been indicating to the sideline all during the course of the ball game that he's been open and they want to get the ball to him. Unfortunately for him, they weren't able to get the ball to him much earlier in this ball game because of the kind of pressure that Brady was under. This time Brady gets a protection. Terrell moves downfield, gets great position on the back, screens him off. Excellent pass and catch.
And it's been a Shaun Alexander half. We showed you his numbers. He's accounted for both of Alabama's touchdowns. And the leading coach, Mike DeBose with Lynn Swan. Swanee.
Coach DeBose, a scoreless first quarter, but that second quarter, your offense opened up. What happened in that second quarter? What did you see to open up the offense?
Well, we tried some things early, trying to see how Michigan would align the different personnel groupings, different types of movement, and we came back and had a feel for what they might do, and then started calling some plays, got the running game established. We got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. Way too many penalties.
Comment on how your offensive line has been able to block Rob Renas and play without Chris Samuels.
Well, again, our offensive line is playing well when we don't get the penalties. We got to get our hands inside and then quit shooting ourselves in the foot and allow ourselves to go play. We're playing good when we don't get the penalties.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks
good luck
again.
in the second half.
The leading coach, Alabama's Mike DeBose, 14-7 over Michigan. That's our halftime score in the FedEx Orange Bowl. Now we head to New Orleans. Our halftime report, John Saunders and Terry Bowden. Guys, just about set to start the third quarter at the FedEx Orange Bowl here in Miami. Brad Nessler and Bob Greasy back with you. 14-7 Alabama. Penalty marred first half on both sides, but the two guys we talked about at the top of the show have produced touchdowns for both teams.
They have. Brady threw one at the end of the half. Shaun Alexander. Offense is not playing well. The game is still in the balance. I think the defense is going to have to turn the ball over to help the offenses, and the special teams may come into play if the offenses don't improve.
There's a guy that you just keep expecting could light the scoreboard up at any minute.
His one punt return set up the second Alabama touchdown.
Aiden Epstein's been a busy punter for the most part, a kicker as well. And he is set to start the third quarter from Miami. Here we go. And it will be Freddie Millens from the 1. Across the 20, popped pretty good. A penalty marker flies in. Probably an illegal block on the kick return, which would take away decent field position by Alabama. And as they check the penalty, Lynn Swan caught up with Lloyd Carr, the Michigan head coach, just moments ago.
Lloyd, let's first talk about your defense and how you guys can stop that offensive line for Alabama and Shaun Alexander.
Well, I think the first thing we have to do, Lynn, is we've got to be able to throw the football better. We obviously are having a hard time running it, but the most disappointing thing is the number of penalties. We've stopped ourselves, and we're going to have to play our best half of football. Alexander's doing a great job, but we're in this ball game.
Our Morgan Stanley Dean Witter first half statistics, the total yardage there, 156.
Not much.
Not much.
If you like offense, 96 yards for Michigan in the first half is not good. 10 total first downs, and
look at those third down
conversions. Not good at all.
2 for 13 between the two teams. First and 10, back at the original line of scrimmage. Carter in motion. They fake the handoff, pitch to Alexander. It's a fumble, and Michigan's got it. Nope, still squirting out of there, and it goes out of bounds. Michigan had 2 cracks at it, and the ball just kept coming out of there like a bar of soap.
It looked like Whitley had it for long enough at first, and then the ball came out.
And it finally goes out of bounds way back at the 21-yard line. Here's another look.
This drives coaches nuts, both on offense for Alabama and now defensively. They're just screaming, just get on it. No, he never had it.
Nope.
Whitley never had it.
And Alexander scooped it. Alabama got another late shot right there, and it was not to be.
And yes, they do have drills defensively on recovering balls. They do it every day in practice.
2nd and 29 now. They need to get to the midfield stripe for a first down. Alexander dropped in the backfield. Nice play by Dahami Jones. But Shaun Alexander in the first half was the offense for Alabama. Alexander's out of there as they go to the 4 wide out setup for Andrew Zhao. Zhao sets and going deep. Got a man out there. Any penalty flags? They got tangled up a little bit. Jason McCadley, and a flag down.
No flag.
No flag down.
No flag. But I like the call, Brad. Go ahead and take a shot. Throw it down the field. Exactly what you were looking for and I was looking for was the possibility of an interference or a holding, which is an automatic first down.
So now Patrick Morgan's got a punt. They had great starting field position at the 40, and they end up snapping in this one at the 19. Bringing some heat. He got the punt away, and it's a dandy.
That was a legitimate try to block.
Johnson fields it. Got by the first man, but not the second. And out to the 40, maybe the 41-yard line. Michigan with the ball back. They trail by a touchdown when we return. By a touchdown, Michigan with a first down at its own 41-yard line. Brady at quarterback. Alabama thought about a blitz. They back out of it. Brady with a play fake, tosses it out to his fullback. Shea, fumble, out of bounds.
Well, both offenses have had fumbles that have gone out of bounds on the first possession, second half.
That one's going to gain him a little bit of yardage as Marcus Spencer put the hit on it.
Alabama defense first half, they were there. They had the answer for everything. Kenny King, heat on the quarterback. Johnson. Michigan had less than 100 yards total offense first half.
And Alabama's rush defense did their job. Number 2 in the country, as we said earlier, and they're showing why. Pickup of only 2 on that pass play. Play action, Brady, look out. He got away from one, got away from another, and threw it downfield and got rid of it. Boy, that was a nifty bit of footwork by Tom Brady, who didn't go down.
Well, this was going to be a play action pass, and Rashid blitzing. You don't want to have a play action pass on a blitz. They had a receiver down the field, single coverage. He had a shot at him, but with the blitz and Rashid in there, it just blew the whole thing right up.
Brady's dance step saved Michigan about 10 yards.
Yeah. If you're a quarterback at the line of scrimmage and you have that play called, you like to get out of it if you read a blitz.
3rd down and 8. Shea, the fullback, in motion, and Brady from the gun. Here comes a blitz from the corner. He goes that way, and he's got Terrell in the open field. David Terrell inside the 20. Michigan, touchdown. "57 yards, Brady to Terrell." And that's been the hookup twice for Michigan.
Alabama blitzes. You leave single coverage. There goes a blitz right here. You got single coverage on the outside. Man-to-man coverage. Brady does a nice job of finding a slot, buying some time, and a poor tackle on the outside by Lewis.
And that's a career-long reception for Terrell. A point away from tying it up. Epstein does. Just like that, Lloyd Carr told Lynn Swan, we're going to have to open up the offense. They did. They scored a 57-yard touchdown, and we are dead even in Miami, tied at 14. That's where most of our crew spent last night, South Beach. Some of us behaved ourselves. The sights and sounds of South Beach. Nothing like it.
I understand you went out on the beach.
I was on the beach, but I wasn't in a traffic jam like that last night. Tied at 14 now. Epstein's kick, high and short. Richards going to field this one at the 12-yard line. Got to the 20. Got away. Nice return by Richard out to the 27-yard line. Epstein's the guy that knocked him out of bounds.
Well, Brad, Mike DeBoer, the offensive coordinator for Michigan, said the first half we were concerned about protecting the quarterback. He felt like they got it fixed in the second quarter, so he said we're going to open it up. And here's a great example. They get the good blocking. They get the ball to Dave Turner. Now watch Marcus Knight, 85. Here's a heads-up play by not making a block, not getting the clip. Great job just letting the guy go. And keep in mind, this guy was a young man from Alabama who went to Michigan.
Boy, and that takes some guts. And he's playing in his second game against the team from his native states. Watts got away from one. Sets, fires back across the field to Alexander across the 40. And it's a first down, Alabama. Pickup of 13.
Things are starting to pick up a little bit. I think both offenses now know what they can do and what they can't do against these dominant defenses. Little play action. Watts does a great job getting away from Hall. This was designed to go the whole way, the throwback to the halfback after you fake to him.
Watts is 3 for 3, Bob, now including that toss.
He's alternated series with Zhao the entire game. Each quarterback has a touchdown.
Again, the quick snap count, play action. He rolls and throws and finds Freddie Millens. And a nice open field tackle because that guy can always take off on you. Only a pickup of about 4. 2nd and 6. Antonio Carter in motion from the Bama backfield, and they're going to get him the ball. And he's out near midfield, about a yard shy of a first down. Cato June made the tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd down, a long yard.
You know, that national championship game on Tuesday night, the BCS, everybody was writing about it and criticizing it. You know, it's worked the last 2 years.
Right.
You know, you got the right 2 teams in the game, and it should be a heck of a ball game.
Alabama fans are thinking that they might have a crack at being in the big game next year, and obviously so is Michigan. 2 clubs here, one looking for its 11th win, one looking for its 10th. And here's Shaun Alexander busting it into the secondary. He might take it. Alexander is gone. Touchdown, Alabama.
Is he special or what?
50 yards of special on that one. Oh boy, now we got something working here. Alabama back in front.
He broke 3 or 4 tackles and then just outran the fastest guys on the defense. Power and speed.
132 yards. 50 yards the last gallop. Flugner for the extra point. And he's got it up and through. 8th 100-yard game this year for that young man. 17 carries, 132 yards. That one, his 3rd touchdown of the night. It's Alabama 21, Michigan 14. Bob said it best. He's something special. Shaun Alexander, the SEC Player of the Year, showing why tonight. Another touchdown run against the Michigan defense. He's accounted for all 3 of the scores tonight and 24 of the 42 this year.
The amazing thing to me, too, is that he sheds those blocks with the arm that he's got the ball in. It doesn't matter to shift the ball over.
Walter Cross on the kick return from the 8. And he got cut down as he got to the 25. So now let's see if Michigan can answer again. They had tied it up on the long touchdown pass. Brady, 14 of 18 tonight. 2 touchdowns to Terrell. And now his offense works from the 25-yard line. Play action. Wants to throw the screen back to the near side of the fullback and does. And Alabama's seen that too many times.
Well, you can't fake and then throw it. I mean, once you fake, that just pulls everybody over there. And then you go ahead and throw it over there. They've got a running start.
Man, Alabama's so fast on defense.
Trying to get the ball to Shea, number 36. He wasn't out where he thought he was supposed to be. If he would have gotten out a little bit further, could have given it to him the first time he faked it at him.
That was Reggie Grimes that dropped Shea in his tracks. 3rd and 17. They've got to get it all the way out to the 35-yard line to pick up a first. They haven't done a good job on 3rd down tonight. Brady pump fakes, steps up, steps down. Sacked at the 10-yard line. Cornelius Griffin. And Merritt's there to help him.
You shouldn't get sacked with a 3-man line in a rush of only 3 guys.
Griffin tied for the team lead in sacks coming in, and just got another piece of one there.
3-man line. Brady needs to find an opening to buy some time.
Nice kick. Freddie Millens backpedals to the 38. Straight ahead he goes. Freddie Millens cuts outside. He's got great speed.
He's gone.
At the 40. Forget about it. Millens down the sideline. Alabama touchdown. 62 yards. We said to start the second half, you just expected sometime number 15 would have a statement. I think he just made it.
He broke open the SEC championship game with a run, and he may just have broken this one open too.
62-yard punt return, his second punt return for a touchdown this year. And the extra point is up and good. Michigan now trailing by 2 touchdowns again. Here's another look.
The further you kick the ball, the more dangerous he is. He looks for red shirts, and he's got a ton of them. Jones, number 19, gets a nice block that springs him.
So electrifying when he gets his hands on the ball in a variety of ways in this Alabama offense. But on special teams, he shows how special he is again.
And Brad, he came to Alabama on the promise that they would open up the offense. He was looking at Alabama, thinking about going to Florida. He was from Starkville, Mississippi, and he bought into the promise that Alabama was going to open up the offense. They did, but keep in mind, number 15, by virtue of his talent, has also helped to open up the offense by plays like that.
Oh, well said, Swanee. You're right.
Big plays. Shaun Alexander's 50-yard run, and then the punt return by Millens is the difference in the second half.
High short kick, fielded at the 15-yard line and brought up the sideline by Kevin Bryant out to about the 27-yard line. First down, Michigan. Now they're in a hole at the 28-yard line, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Brady comes up firing just off the fingertips of Terrell. That would have been a big gainer out to midfield. Reggie Miles was there.
But this is what Michigan has to do. This is their best shot of moving the ball and scoring points. Terrell going to run a skinny post.
Just off his fingertips.
Should have caught it.
Yeah, probably.
Should have caught it.
Second down, Michigan. 8:17 remaining in the third quarter. Brady, the quick drop, fires out Terrell. This time he's got him diving out across the 35. He didn't get the first down. He's a couple yards shy. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Brady to fire out, and this is complete for a first down. Back to Terrell on the other side. So slowly, Michigan working it down the field. 7 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the quarter. Tom Brady in his final appearance, the Michigan quarterback. There's what he's done so far tonight.
A lot of short passes behind the line and 15 yards or less. And where they're getting things done is down the field.
Yep, those 2 over 15 were both touchdowns to David Terrell. 1 of 27, 1 of 57. Brady from the gun. Fires short again, and a quick out. Nice move over there by Terrell to pick up a little bit of extra yardage out across the 46-yard line. Milo Lewis ran him out. Terrell came in with 61 catches to lead the club in receiving, and almost 900 yards through the air as well.
Just a sophomore, he has played defense in 7 of the Michigan 11 games. In fact, he played a lot against Purdue. I think he played something like 45 snaps on the defensive side.
Second down and 3. Terrell's over 100 yards receiving now. Brady's going deep the other side. Just overshot Marquise Walker.
Like the call. good coverage. Bailey, number 13, is a nickel back, a dime back that comes in against 3 and 4 wide receivers, and he had good coverage.
So Brady looks to the sideline. You saw Henson with the signal of the play. And on the season, the Michigan receivers, there's what they've done. The most yards combined by a Michigan wide receiver duo when you consider some of the great ones, Amani Toomer and Mercury Hayes, who had the previous mark. That's pretty good company. Brady to throw. Down the middle he goes to his fullback, Shea, and he's got a first down at the 40-yard line. Pick up of 14. By the way, Terrell going over 100 yards. That's 5 100-yard games this season. That ties the great AC Anthony Carter in 82 and Ty Streets in 98.
Aaron Shea is a fullback, you know, coming in this ball game. He only had 11 rushes for 31 yards, but he came into this ball game with 31 receptions. He is critical to this offensive team's passing success, Brad.
And they go back to the ground game. Swanee and Thomas, who's really been a non-factor on the ground tonight, picks up about a yard. 16 carries is all for 16 yards rather on 10 carries for Anthony Thomas.
Yeah, I think Alabama coming in number 2 in the nation in rushing defense. I think some people question that. Some of the teams that they had played in the SEC doesn't run the ball too well. I think we're seeing a pretty tough run defense here tonight.
Everybody up close for Alabama this time. A 2nd down and 8. They back out of the blitz. Brady fires. Terrell's got another one.
Yeah.
Down to the 20. First down, Michigan.
This one he catches.
Right in front of Gerald Dixon, who had decent coverage, but Terrell used his body well, went up and snatched it.
But when the quarterback sees one-on-one coverage out here and you're just going to have a skinny post up here, you like that combination. Get deep, throw it to the inside. That's the same thing that Terrell dropped the other side about 3 or 4 or 5 plays earlier.
So Terrell got a first down for Michigan right at the 20-yard line. Brady fires out to him again. Made a move at the 15, the 10. He's in again. Touchdown, Michigan. That's 3 from Brady to Terrell. And Michigan bounces right back into the game.
Alabama comes back with a blitz. Lewis out there by himself again. He's a good coverage guy, but he needs to work on his tackling.
Yep. Epstein for the point after. Just like that, Michigan back within a touchdown. A lot of football left. A lot of football in that young fella tonight. Shaun Alexander scored 3 times. David Terrell has scored 3 times. That one, a 20-yard pass from Brady. His 3rd scoring toss of the evening. 28-21, Alabama. .542 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Michigan with a touchdown has cut the lead to a touchdown. 28-21 tied. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and Freddie Millens with you from Pro Player Stadium in the 66th FedEx Orange Bowl. And Freddie Millens back waiting on it. The kick coming up from Epstein. Last time they tried to keep it away from him. They kicked it short to Arvin Richard. This time they kick deep, and it will be Freddie Millens. 3 yards in, he's going to have to take a knee. That time Epstein got all of it, which he's done a pretty good job of this year. Zau's had trouble with a couple of the snaps and the shotgun tonight, including that last play. That's Bowens in motion. Zau in the pocket. Finds an open man, but he dropped the ball. It was Antonio Carter. It would have been a first down. Didn't hold it. And now Alabama has got to give it up. Michigan's defense does its job.
Well, Michigan is used to being in this position, as we've talked about. Being behind, coming from behind. That's not the quarterback's fault. That should have been a first down. Alabama should have been still on the field offensively.
Might have been the best pass Zau's thrown all night. The guy dropped it.
Look out.
High kick. Johnson with a fair catch will take it just inside his own 40-yard line. And 28-21. Alabama in front, and Michigan got the ball back, Swanee.
Yes, and that means we got to watch out for number 1, David Terrell. He has been the workhorse for this offense. He has been unbelievable so far. And keep in mind, he is 6'3", 208 pounds, and a sophomore. He is a formidable target. He has great athletic skills and good balance, and you just cannot go after him thinking, well, I'll just pop him, he'll go down. A lot of hits out here, but you got to wrap this young man up. But he is after it this evening. He wants it badly. Look for him just to keep going right to number 1.
They've thrown it at him 10 times, Lynn, and he's caught 8 of them for 144 yards and 3 touchdowns. Brady going to him again. Diving attempt. Couldn't hold that one. The pass thrown well behind him.
Yeah, I think you're right, Swanee. And I always felt like when I had a receiver that was having success and having a big night, that he wanted the ball, and if you got it to him, he would make something happen, and he would get open to allow you to get him the ball.
That's right, Bobby. And you know this young man has got great stamina because, as you pointed out earlier, he played a lot of defense a year, played a big game against Purdue, so he likes this. He likes being the center. He likes having this kind of role in the ballgame.
Michigan down a touchdown with 3:44 left in the third. Trying to change that and tie it up again. Brady to throw. Swings it out to the fullback, Shea. Broke 1 tackle and backpedals his way out near midfield. Good tough run after the catch, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and short. 3:36 remaining in the third quarter. Tom Brady looks up there at the scoreboard. Both teams would like to be looking at that Sears National Championship trophy, but the teams that are Florida State and Virginia Tech, emblematic of the national championship. That gorgeous piece of hardware is either going to Blacksburg or Tallahassee, and we'll find out Tuesday night. But here at Pro Players Stadium, the 66th Orange Bowl has turned into a dandy. Couldn't have been sloppier in the first quarter. Couldn't have been more fun since. 3rd and 3. Brady fires complete. First down at the 47-yard line. Sean Thompson, his tight end, catches his first pass of the night.
Well, both teams have told us this week that they're just scouting out the Orange Bowl. They'd like to come back for an encore next year when the championship game of the BCS is here at the Orange Bowl.
Yep. Yeah, Mike DeVoe said at the luncheon thing the other day, we'll just accept the invitation to come back next year right now if you don't mind.
Well, I want to tell you, they'd be in the hunt right now.
Yep, they would.
The way they're playing the last 5 or 6 ball games.
Brady fires. Guess who? Nice move by Terrell. And another move inside the 40.
Is he hot or what? He is feeling it.
He says his favorite Michigan athlete of all time is Anthony Carter, and he's wearing the same number, and he's doing AC proud right now.
Top of your screen. He's going to do a little stop. Get him the ball and some space. Bailey doesn't tackle him, but he got some help from his friends, and that's all Bailey wanted to do, just slow him up.
His numbers getting more and more impressive as the game goes on. Brady drops. Going to fire long for the other wide receiver. Just off the fingertips of Marcus Knight. That was close. Gerald Dixon, the true freshman back there. Knight got his fingers on it and just couldn't quite hold it.
Should have caught it.
The kid from Sylacauga, Alabama wanted to have that one.
Oh, you got that right. There's only one Alabama player on the Michigan team, and it's this one right here. Marcus Knight, perfect throw. Should have caught it.
He said when it came time to sign that national letter of intent, he had 2 pieces of paper, Alabama and Michigan, and he had to think about it and pray about it. And he said the morning I signed it, I still wasn't sure. Something just told me Michigan. Here's a crossing pattern to the fullback again, and Shea's in the secondary. And all the way down, he rumbles to the 15-yard line. Swanee said a couple minutes ago he's an integral cog to this offense. He just went 24 yards. First down, Wolverine.
Yeah. He's in the backfield right here. He's going to make a move to the outside and then come back inside. He's like an H-back. A couple of years ago, he was a tight end for Michigan. Last year and this year, he's a fullback. Little swing to the outside. Good feet.
Now it's Anthony Thomas straight up the middle.
Now the run works because you've got Alabama back on their heels guarding against the pass that you've hurt them against. Now you come with the run.
Depending on where they spot it, it's going to be first and goal, I think.
It's amazing how how the passing game, which we talked about in the Dell Game Solutions, opens up the run.
What is it about this Michigan team? They don't come to play until they get in a hole. They're trying to even that hole off. Down to maybe the 2-yard line or the 3 is Anthony Thomas. It's going to be 2nd down and goal. They got the first down just by the tip of the football. And Thomas got him even closer. They're going to put it right at the 3. Michigan's fourth quarter comebacks, well documented. We've been talking about it all night.
They did it at Notre Dame. They did it Indiana, and they did it against Penn State. They were down 14 points just a couple of minutes ago. Here in this one.
They're knocking on the Alabama door. 2nd and goal at the 3. Thompson, the tight end, in motion. The give. No play fake by Brady to the end zone. Incomplete. Bill Seymour, the tight end, had his hands and couldn't hold it. Nice play. Perfect execution, except he just couldn't keep his hands on it.
Saw this play the other day at practice, too. They have several different tight ends. Going to fake. Now he's going to look to the end zone.
So close.
A lot of these catches. Marcus Knight just dropping one earlier. All these balls are balls that could be caught. But this is not pro football. This is
going to make mistakes.
This is college football. Student athletes are going to drop some.
3rd and goal, Michigan. Trying to tie the game. Thomas, touchdown, Wolverine.
Nice call.
Finally, Anthony Thomas has something to say about this football game. His run got him down to 1st and goal, and his 4-yarder got him in the end zone.
Nice call. Mike DeBoard, the offensive coordinator, had Alabama sitting back on their heels. 3rd down. Came with a running play.
3-yard touchdown, and now the extra point by Epstein to try to tie it again. And he does. We thought maybe Michigan had put itself in a hole too deep to climb out of. But Anthony Thomas has changed our mind. It's 28-28.
Backus and Hutchinson, Thompson, Shea, the fullback, and the A-train.
And the train just made a stop in the end zone. So Epstein, whose legs got to be getting tired, is set to kick. Although the last one he knocked 4 yards deep, and Freddie Millens couldn't return it.
He's back there again.
This kick high and shorter. Richard says it's mine, and he'll take it at the 12. That's down across the 25 to about the 26. Cato June made the stop on the special teams. And now let's see if Alabama can put some offense together, maybe get it back in Shaun Alexander's hands. Our beacon in the sky. And down on the turf of Pro Players Stadium, 1st down, Alabama at the 27. Watts, a long handoff to Shaun Alexander, looking for the corner. Got it. Got about 8. Went right into the 1st down marker over there.
Well, if you just joined us, I need to remind you that the first 6 or 7 offensive possessions were 3 plays and punts. You never believe it by looking at the score or how well the offenses are doing now.
But through 3, we're deadlocked at 28. This ABC Sports presentation of the FedEx Orange Bowl will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. The 3rd game of our ABC triple header today is a beauty going into the 4th quarter. Alabama 28, Michigan 28, the 66th FedEx Orange Bowl. 2nd down and 6. Watts from the gun. Carter in motion. Keep it on the ground at a draw play to Alexander, and he's got a 1st down and more. Down to the 49-yard line.
It's fun to watch him run.
Yes, it is.
He just kind of weaves. Whatever he needs to do, if he needs to, he's a little shifty, he moves his feet away from you. If he needs to power over you, watch the way he moves his feet, one side to the other.
Hurt his ankle against Tennessee as did Zhao, and then he missed a game, and that probably took him out of Heisman consideration, but certainly he is one of the very best skill position players in college football.
He's got such good footwork and such power. Tough to tackle.
First down, Alabama at the Michigan 49. Tied at 28, under 5 to play. And about a 1 yard, maybe 2 pickup before James Hall drops Alexander. That clock winding down. We said with the team that had the ball last win this football game, it may come down to that. 158 yards. Touchdowns of 5, 6, and 50.
Alabama has rushed for 193 yards. Michigan rushed for only 37. 4 wide receivers at the top.
Empty backfield for Watts. Here he goes, but he's tripped up. Great shoestring tackle by Ian Gold.
Huge play by Gold because there was nothing but open pastures ahead of him.
He had about 20 yards in front of him. That would have been a huge run by the quarterback, you can bet.
Right there, the speed and quickness of Ian Gold prevented like a 15 or 20 yard gain.
Now it's third down and long. Alabama 30% on their third downs tonight. 3rd and 9. Trips to the near side. Here comes a blitz on Watts. Look out. Down he goes. The helmet's gone. Whitley came flying in from the secondary, and Michigan's defense comes up with a big play.
Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, sending his zone blitz, something that Michigan does more than anybody that Alabama has played. Take a look right here, these 2 guys, but it's going to be Whitley that gets there.
Remember, he almost took Zhao's head off earlier in this half, and he actually took Watts' helmet off on that one.
If you're going to blitz somebody with speed that can get there.
Morgan to punt. Not the greatest kick again. Might take a good bounce, though. It's going to take a great roll for Alabama. All the way down to the 32-yard line. Another look. The Michigan pressure got to the quarterback, and now the Wolverines have the football back with a chance to win. Here's Michigan trying to win with 2 minutes remaining in the ball game, and a guy that's been the comeback kid for him all year, licking his fingers and his chops maybe if he can pull out another come-from-behind victory from the 31-yard line. Brady, plenty of time, goes back to the left side, and it's complete out to Walker. And don't forget, Michigan had a chance to take the lead for the only time tonight in their previous possession in this quarter. They got down close and fumbled in the end zone. Now they're looking for another chance to get back there to at least get a field goal try.
Hurry up offense. Here's a blitz.
Brady over the middle. Oh, he had a wide open receiver in Marcus Knight, and he dropped it.
Yeah. He saw the blitz coming and wanted to get rid of it before he got sacked. And that's the value of the blitz. You don't have as much time. It's close. He dropped that long one down the sideline.
There have been a couple that should have been hauled in. And Brady's had good numbers tonight. It'd be unbelievable that everybody held on to what they should have. 3rd down. A long 2. 4 wideouts for Brady. Looks to his left and goes that way, and is complete. First down and out of bounds at the 45. Big Walker.
Big first down there. Third down, you need to pick up a first down. All he does is get his outside receiver to go down and break to the outside.
And that first down right at the 45. Again from the shotgun is Brady. Stands in, waits, throws incomplete, and took a hit after he let go of that one. Cornelius Griffin got some pressure on him. He waited a long time before he let that one go.
Well, it was a slow developing route that he was waiting on.
We talked about one of the key plays in this ball game, and it was with Michigan trying to get a chance to put it in the end zone. Anthony Thomas fumble. There's the ball. Loose. And Darius Gilbert right there, 99, scoops it, and it was a touchback. Alabama got the ball out at the 20. But Michigan still, with 1:23 left, has a chance to try to get it down in field goal range to win. So a 2nd down and 5 at midfield. Here comes a blitz. Brady fires. Complete. He got that one to Marcus Knight. And there's the Alabama native holding on to maybe the biggest pass play of the night.
He held on to that long enough.
They're going to put it down at the 35. Stop the clock momentarily. Here's another look.
Marcus Knight has been their big play guy. That's a good catch.
Yes,
he had possession, even though he had it against his body. And then it came loose once he hit the ground. That was a good call.
Keep in mind, Aiden Epstein has hit from 56 yards this year. Brady on play action. Now it's the tight end. They won't have to worry about a long field goal. They're already inside the 20. Shaun Thompson.
If there is ever a staple of the Michigan offense, it's that play right there. Fake to one side, roll away, and hit the tight end coming across.
Timeout taken by Alabama. As Thompson, the big sophomore, cartwheels his way inside the 20. And Michigan now very much in scoring range with 49 seconds to play. We talked about Epstein. 56 yards is his best. And they're way, way inside of that range for him. Tom Brady almost a career high so far. 344 and 3. He's within about a pass completion of his career best. And it comes in his last game. 1st and 10. 49 seconds left. Michigan trying to get in position for a field goal. And they just give it to Anthony Thomas to go up the middle and try to put it in the middle of the field. Kenny King made the stop. Remember, Michigan took over at their own 31 with 2:05 left.
See, I think this is not a time to get too conservative. I think you have to run plays where you're not going to turn the ball over, obviously. But this kick by no means is a gimme. If they're playing single coverage on the outside and you can throw a ball into the end zone, I would take a shot at it.
Brady comes all the way out to talk to Lloyd Carr. Now hustles back, and you see the play clock.
They'll never get this off. They should take a timeout.
He comes up quickly, and he gets to the middle of the field on a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, that's it. They worked on that in practice the other day. And the whole line moves over to the left.
So you play for 4 hours in the 66th Orange Bowl, and it lands on maybe the smallest pair of shoulders on the football field. Lloyd Carr just shook hands with his kicker and said, "Go win it for us, will you?" So Epstein will find a spot out there. He showed you his numbers from the regular season. A sophomore out of Cardiff, California. He's going to have a chance to be a hero. And there's the guy that definitely was a hero tonight, Tom Brady, along with David Terrell.
Shaun Alexander.
Yep, great game in his final appearance in the crimson uniform. It's down to one play. If he makes it, Michigan goes home with its 10th victory for the 3rd straight season, something they haven't done since the Schembechler days, 76 through 78. If he misses it, they go to overtime in Miami. They're going to spot this at the 26-yard line. Tom Brady is the holder. Hayden Epstein to try to win it for Michigan. From 36 yards. The kick is blocked. And now Brady throws a pass. We're going to overtime. Penalty markers on the play. Chris Horn, I think, is the guy that blocked it. Again, a flag down.
An eligible downfield decline.
Overtime.
It's the ineligible receiver on Brady's attempted pass. Alabama comes up with a miracle block on the final play of the game.
Right here.
Phillip Weeks.
Number 32.
Nice vertical leap. The kick blocked. And we're still tied at 28. 28-28. Overtime upcoming in Miami. Overtime at the 66th FedEx Orange Bowl. A first for the bowl. Not a first for these teams. Remember, Alabama beat Florida in overtime of the regular season. It's Michigan on offense first at the 25-yard line. Brady, nice play fake. Sets up, fires across the middle. His tight end's got it. Shaun Thompson, touchdown. Just like that. One play, 25-yard touchdown.
Great pitch and catch.
Talk about calling the right play and dialing it up perfectly.
Puts the pressure. This is the staple I talked about, the Michigan play. If they had one play they had to run, it would be this one.
Extra point now, all important by Epstein, who had the field goal blocked at the end of regulation. Should be a formality, and it is. One play into overtime. Michigan takes the lead for the first time tonight.
Alabama comes out and blitzes again. That means single coverage in the secondary. Watch the linebackers blitz. Here's the tight end as he's going to come across. Brady will roll, fake the run, and roll to his right. And right here, he's going to hit the receiver. Good throw and catch. Cox can't make the play. Touchdown, Michigan.
And a career high for Tom Brady in both yardage and now touchdowns. His fourth touchdown pass of the night.
And I understand, Bob, the theory in terms of when you win the coin toss going into overtime, but as I pointed out prior to this, it's a fact that the defense was on the field the whole time. Prior to overtime, they were pretty tired.
That's a good point, Swanee. Here's a give on a little draw play to Shaun Alexander from the shotgun formation, and he got about 4.
Wasn't it in the first play against Florida in overtime when Alabama, they gave it to Shaun Alexander? Maybe not the first play, but he's the one.
Right
he
away.
ran it in for a touchdown.
Yep.
I'd give it to him, too.
So now it's second down at 6 in overtime. Michigan leading for the first time tonight. And if their defense can come up with 3 more plays, they'll take home the Orange Bowl trophy to Ann Arbor.
You can make first downs in this situation.
They can get a first down at the 15.
Right.
And now timeout taken by Zhao, and that's the only timeout Alabama's got. So we'll take a timeout as well. We're in overtime. Michigan leading by a touchdown. Very soon to be a 4-hour football game. Michigan in overtime leads Alabama. Tide's got it, 2nd and 6. At the Michigan 21. They need a touchdown. Zhao lost one, wide open, touchdown, Carter. Great play fake to Alexander, and he hooks up with a freshman. There's a little bit of that Alabama offense we talked about at the beginning of the game.
Nice call by Charlie Stubbs, the the quarterback coach. Fakes it to the franchise, Shaun Alexander. Everybody comes up to make the tackle, and easy touchdown.
That pass couldn't get to Carter fast enough. Flugner now to try to send this game further. Did he miss it? He did! Michigan wins in overtime. Alabama won a game in the regular season against Florida because of a missed Gator extra point. Fate has dealt them an ugly blow in this Orange Bowl.
Not the way you want this game to end.
What a game it was. And a dramatic finish as Michigan wins its 10th game of the year. Tom Brady 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them to Terrell as the guy that led the way. Here's the final play in overtime. Luger just pushed it to the right. Former walk-on, now one of the captains. You know how terrible he feels.
Good snap and good hold.
Wasn't to be. And Mike DeVos.
They've had a great year.
Yes, they have.
They've had a great year. Nobody.
And the jubilation of the Michigan sideline and Lloyd Carr as they win their 10th game against 2 losses. Alabama 10-3 to finish. And both these teams will be in the thick of things to try to get back here to Pro Players Stadium next year. In overtime, the final score, Michigan 35, Alabama 34. We'll be back with more in a moment. In overtime, Michigan wins it in a massive humanity of blue and maize down there with a winning coach, I think, is Lynn Swann. Swanee?
Brad, we're right here with Lloyd Carr. Lloyd, a phenomenal second half for your football team.
Well, Lynn, it's a great football game, and you know, it's a shame somebody has to lose. And as happy as I am to win, I hate to see it end the way it did with a missed extra point. But I am so proud of the guys on this football team, because if you're lesser caliber men, you got a lot of chances to quit in there, and they never quit. They never kept fighting, and they've done that all year long. You know, I'll be glad to get rid of them, because I don't have much heart left.
Well, Coach, congratulations. I know you're not glad to get rid of these guys. They're terrific. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Lynn.
And Swanee, thank you, partner, and Robert as well. It's been a fun year.
Enjoyed it, Brad.
Boy, what a way to finish. To our entire crew, thanks, everybody, for a great season. Final score in overtime, Michigan 35, Alabama 34. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence. Good night, everybody.